So in last class, we are studying the vegetative propagation and about solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. So please, students, lower your hands. You have raised your hands. Lot of students raise their hand. Please lower your hand. Please lower your hand, students. Okay. Yes, very good. Now some of still raise their hand. Lower. Nitesh Kumar Singh, Prateek. Very good. Shravya, Shrest, Prateek, Ananya, Rai. Okay, please lower your hand. Okay. Now still remaining Shravya Gyal, Shrest Kumar Pandey, Prateek, Ananya Rai, Avnisha Pandey. Okay. Okay. So in last class which I have studied, I'm going to ask you randomly, and I'm going to ask some of the students randomly, and you have to answer. Okay. Don't raise hand. Please don't raise hand. Just lower your hand. Okay. Very good. Okay. Tell me, Prateek Pandey. Prateek, can you hear me? Prateek. Yes, Prateek.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Prateek, tell me the vegetative parts of the plants. Vegetative parts. What are vegetative parts? Okay. Okay. Nilesh Kumar, you tell me. Nilesh Kumar Singh.
Hello.
I am listening, Nilesh. Tell me.
Sir, good morning.
Sorry?
Sir, good morning.
Good morning, Nilesh. Okay, I'm asking, what are the vegetative? Hmm.
The vegetative plants of a plant are
Hmm.
sir, root, stem, leaves.
Okay, very good. Okay. See, students. So, in last class, we have discussed vegetative parts of plants are roots, stem, and leaves. Okay. So, what happened in vegetative reproduction? There are bud formation, and these birds are called eye. Okay, these birds are called eye, and from these birds, in roots, stem, and leaves, a new plant, baby plant, grow from these birds. Okay, my next question is to Shraddha Singh. Shraddha Singh. Okay, can you hear me, Shraddha?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me the example for the vegetative reproduction from roots. Which plant grows from the roots?
Sir, sweet potato.
Okay, very good. Give me one more example.
Yes, sir.
Give me one more example. Can you give me?
Yes, sir. Turnip.
Okay, good. Okay, Suryansi Singh. Can you hear me,
Good
Suryansi?
morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me example of the vegetative reproduction from the leaves.
Begonia.
Begonia, and one more.
Um, Birophyllum.
Bryophyllum. Okay, good. Very good. Okay, Harshit Kaushal. Can you hear me, Harshit Kaushal? Okay, Harshit. Give me example of vegetative reproduction from the stems.
Ma'am, sir, rose.
Rose. And give me one more example from the stem.
Sir, I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Avni Shrivastava. Can you hear me? Avni. Okay, she's not responding. Avni. Okay, she's not responding. Okay, I'm going to ask to another student. Ambika Singh. Can you hear me? Ambika Singh. Ambika. 5. Okay, she's not responding. And lot of students raise their hands, so I'm asked. It is very difficult to. Okay. Okay, you tell. Shaurya Shukla. Can you hear me, Shaurya?
Yes, sir.
Okay, give me example of vegetative reproduction from the stems.
Sir, sugarcane, money plant, and rose.
Okay, very good, Shaurya. So,
Yeah.
so students, means you have learned and you have revised the chapter. So from the roots, what is bryophyllum and begonia? Sorry, from the roots, turnip, sweet potato, okay, and from the stem, rose, money plant, and sugarcane, leaves, begonia, bryophyllum. Okay, so we have concluded plants not only grow from the seeds only, they can grow from the vegetative plant parts of the plants also. And what are the vegetative parts? That is root, stem, and leaves. Okay, so from root, stem, and leaves, a new baby plant can grow. And we have studied the examples for the roots also, stem also, leaves also. Then after this, we have started about solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, so my first question is from the chapter solid, liquid, and gas. Sambhavi Pandey. Can you hear me, Sambhavi Pandey?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Tell me, what is matter?
Anything that has mass and occupies space is called matter.
Okay. Tell me, is air a matter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what about happiness? Means happiness is matter or not?
No, sir.
Okay, very good. So student, the feeling happiness, that we are sad, means we are excited, we are happy, sad, or we can say we get hurt. These feelings are not matter, means they have no mass and they don't occupy space. Matter is only things that have mass and occupy space. Just like this chalk, it is a matter. Just like this green board, it is a matter. Okay, sugar, it is a matter. Salt, it is also a matter. So all things occupy space and have some mass. Okay, um, uh, its mass may be 1 milligram, 1 gram, 1 quintal, 100 kg, 200 kg. Okay, but it have a mass. Every matter have a mass. Okay, and I have showed you air is also a matter by showing example when we take two balloons on a balance. Okay, and filled same amount of air, and when we puncture the one balloon, what happens? The balance goes down towards the filled balloon. It shows that air has a mass. Now, my second question from Astha Sharma. Can you hear me, Astha?
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Acha, Astha, tell me one property of a solid.
Sir, for example,
No, I'm asking only property of solid.
sir, pencil.
Okay. Okay, my next question is from Kishan Kumar Gupta. Can you hear me, Kishan?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me one property of solid.
Solid have a fixed shape and volume.
Okay, very good. So, student, I have drawn a molecular arrangement of solid. How it looks? Suppose this is a solid and its molecular arrangement is like this. Closely packed means molecules in the solids are closely packed to each other. There is no space between it. Closely packed. Okay, this is solid and this is for liquid. And this is for gas. Okay, this is solid molecular arrangement of solid. Okay, this is for liquid and this is for gas. So we can say that in solid, all particles are closely packed. Means there is no free space between the molecules. Okay, or very small space. And for liquid, the molecules are loosely packed. You can see here for liquids, molecules are loosely packed. Okay, and what about gases? The distance between the molecules are very far. Means molecules are far from each other. You can see they are far from each other. Okay. Now the first property of solid is it is a fixed shape. It has a fixed shape and size. Means this duster is a solid. Okay, and its shape is fixed. Means its shape is like a cuboid. When I keep this duster here, it will be cuboid. If I keep this duster here, it will be cuboid. If I keep this duster in my hand like this, it will be remain cuboid. Means its shape is fixed. The shape and size is fixed. Okay. My next question is Sambhavi. No. Yes, Sambhavi Pandey. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh,
Good.
okay. Tell me, is solid is hard and rigid? Is solid is hard and rigid?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And tell me one more property of solid.
Sir, solids are hard and liquid. This you know, but they have a definite volume but do not flow because the particles in solid are tightly packed and they cannot move.
Okay, very good. Nice. So here we have learned solid are rigid and hard. Means you can see this duster is solid. If I want to press, its shape is doesn't change. Okay. If I press with a very large force, then it can be break, but its shape doesn't change. And what about rubber band? Rubber band is also solid, but when we stretch it, okay, its shape change. And when we means when we release the force, when we don't apply the force, what happens? The shape of rubber goes to its original size. Means it comes back to its original shape and size. So the properties of solid are fixed size and shape. We have understand. They are hard and rigid. Okay. They have a definite volume and their volume is definite. Means if the volume of this duster is 30 centimeter cube, it will be remain 30 centimeter cube. Okay. And it does not flow. Why it does not flow? Because molecules are tightly packed, closely packed to each other. And third property is I have told you many times that molecules are tightly packed or closely packed. Okay. And we have learned liquid also. Molecules of liquid are loosely packed, thus they can freely or move freely or flow. They have a definite volume. Means when we keep 1 liter water in our water bottle and transfer this water into a glass or any other container bowl. Okay, so what happens? The quantity of water means the water remains 1 liter, but the shape of the liquid change. First, takes the shape of water bottle. Then what happened when we pour the water in any other container? What happens? It takes the shape of that container. Okay. So my next question is from Harshit Kumar Sarma. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me the properties of liquids.
Hello.
I'm listening, Harshit.
Hello. Yes, sir.
I'm asking properties of
Hello.
liquid. Okay. Harshit, leave it. Yes. Anvesha Pandey. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me the properties of liquid.
Sir, liquid have a fixed volume. Liquid
Fixed.
flow from higher level to lower level.
Okay.
The
Good.
particles in liquid are loosely packed.
Okay. Asha, Anvesha, tell me, is liquid have fixed shape? Is liquid have fixed shape?
No, sir.
Okay, good. So we have learned liquid do not have fixed shape. It takes the shape of the container. If we take a water in water bottle, so the shape of liquid will be of the water bottle. If we transfer this liquid or water into another container, which is like cylindrical shape, circular shape, so it takes the shape of that container. So it's all about the liquid and its properties. Examples of liquid are water, oil, juice, okay, diesel, petrol, kerosene, gaseous. Gases. the molecules of the gas are far from each other. Okay, and we cannot see gas, but we can feel. Air is example of gas. So air is a transparent medium, so we cannot see air, but we can feel it. Air is everywhere, and oxygen contained in air. That's why we can breathe and we survive. Without oxygen we can't live. Okay, and how, where is oxygen? Oxygen in air. So, and what about gases? Gases have mass but do not have fixed shape and fixed volume. Okay, do not have fixed shape and fixed volume. And properties of gases are, they have a, they flow freely in all directions. Means I have told you example, when there is a balloon filled with air, and what happened when we punctured this balloon with a needle, the air will comes out, and what happens where the air will comes out, it will goes in all direction. And gases occupy all the spaces available. Means this room is empty. If the room is empty, what happens? What will occupy this room? The gas, the air will occupy all the spaces. And I have told you one more example. See here. Suppose this is a bottle or any container. Okay. And half is filled with liquid, or we can say water. Suppose half is filled with water. So who will tell me what is in the rest of the half, remaining half, what is filled in remaining half? Okay, I will ask to uh, Swati. Swati. Okay, she is not responding. Sakshi Pandey, 5D. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, in remaining half, what is filled?
Gas.
Gas. Okay, gas, or we can say air. So air occupies all the empty spaces. Okay. So here we have learned and we have revised once again today. So this is all about solid, liquid, and gas. Now, our next topic is solution. Just a minute. Solution. Okay. What is solution? Solution. So sometimes when we want to make any juice, just like rasna packet, what we do? We just take a rasna packet, take a water in our glass, put the rasna in the glass of water, and stir with the spoon. Okay, that's the solution form. Now if you want to drink a sugar, I'm sorry, any juice, just like sugar, lemon, water. Okay, in summer days we used to drink glucose. So glucose, we what we do? We mix glucose in a glass of water and stir with the help of a spoon. So what is solution? See, whenever something is dissolved in liquid and it completely dissolved, okay, so a solution is formed. So if we mix sugar, okay, okay, my question with Keshav Agrawal. Keshav, can you hear me? Keshav. Okay, he's not responding. Many of the students not responding. Okay. Muhammad Faisal Khan, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, in if you put a sugar, okay, in a glass
Yes,
of
sir.
water and
Yes, sir.
stir with a spoon for 2 minutes. So after some time, what happens? Is this, you can see the sugar particles?
No, sir.
No. Very good. So what happens with the sugar? Sugar.
Sir, sugar dissolve in a water.
Okay, good. Correct. So after some time, when we stir with the help of spoon, so the sugar completely dissolve in water. Now, and that's the solution is formed. So solution is made by dissolving some solid, sugar is solid, and water is liquid, some solid substance in liquid. When two substances are combined together in such way that they are evenly spread and mixed with each other. It is called solution. Like this, suppose this is a glass of water. And we put a sugar here. So first of all, sugar get settled down at the bottom of this glass. But with the help of a spoon, what we do? We stir, we mix. So after some time, this sugar completely dissolve in water, and the water becomes sweet. When we drink water, we taste sweet, means sweet water. So here solution is formed. So this is the solution. And which solution it is? Sugar solution, because sugar is mixed in water. If we mix salt, same way, if we mix salt in the glass of water and mix with a spoon, so which solution is formed? Salt solution. Salt solution is formed. Okay. Now, two things. There are two things in solution: this water and this sugar. Okay. In sugar solution, what are the two things? Sugar plus water. Sugar plus water. Okay. Sugar is solid and water is liquid. And in salt solution, salt plus water. Water is liquid and salt is solid. So we term these two things solute and solvent. Solvent is something in which the solute is dissolved. Means here, which is dissolving? Sugar is dissolving in liquid, that is water. So here water is solvent and sugar is solute. Okay, my next question for salt solution is for Palak Gupta 5C. Okay, Palak Gupta, can you hear me?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Palak. Okay, tell me, in salt and water, what is solute and what is solvent?
The salt is solute and water is solvent.
Okay, very good. So I hope everybody understand what is solute and what is solvent. So see here, this water liquid, so this is solvent in which solute is being dissolved, and this is the solid part that is going to be dissolved in water, that is solute. Okay, now I am giving two more example. You have to solve it. Okay, glucose solution. Glucose solution. What is glucose solution made up of? Glucose and water, glucose plus water. And in summer days, we used to drink glucose so that our body don't get hydrated. Okay. Anvesha, can you hear me? Anvesha.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me, what is solute and what is solvent here?
Sir, what is solute and solvent?
Huh.
Sir,
Okay, means you are not paying attention.
sir, glucose is solute and water is solvent.
Okay, now good. Okay, so glucose is solid and that is solute, and water in which it is being dissolved, so it is solvent. Okay, tell me, Anvisha, what happens when solute dissolve in solvent? What is formed? What is formed?
Sir, solution.
Okay, very good. So when solute dissolved in solvent, what is formed? Solution is formed. Okay. Now there are two types of substance, that is soluble substance and insoluble substance. Soluble and insoluble. Okay. What is soluble substance? The substance which gets easily dissolved in water. And what is insoluble? It does not dissolve in water. Okay. So, my next question, Shahid Khan, can you hear me? Shahid. Yes, Shahid. Okay. Tell me, what about salt, sugar? Is it soluble or not?
Soluble.
Soluble. And why it is soluble? Hmm? Tell me. Okay. No problem. Okay, Sambhavi Pandey. Tell me why salt and sugar is soluble.
Yes, sir. Sir, salt and sugar are soluble because both these substances get easily dissolved with water.
Okay, very good. And tell me, what about oil? It is soluble?
No, sir.
No. Very good. Because when we put,
Because when we
tell me.
add oil in water, it
Hmm,
will float above the surface.
very good. So when we add water, sorry, add oil in water, what happens? It float on the surface of water. You can see here,
What?
there is a water. And if we add oil, it will float on the surface of water. And you will study in higher classes why it floats, because the density of oil is less than the density of water. That's why it floats. So oil is called insoluble substance because it does not dissolve in water. Okay. So students, rest of the things we will learn in next class.